He's the former NFL quarterback, Heisman Trophy winner at USC. Carson Palmer joining us on the program. Where are you right now?
I am in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Doing what?
Tomorrow night, I am going into the College Football Hall of Fame. So there's a banquet, event, all kinds of fun stuff going on here in Vegas.
Who gets thanked first when you go into the Hall of Fame?
That's a good question. I think family. When you say family, it's very blanket.
Yeah.
It handles kids, it handles parents, it handles wife, it handles brothers, sisters, cousins, aunts, uncles. So I think when you throw out the blanket, it handles everybody.
How much luck goes into winning a Heisman?
A lot of luck and really just timing. I mean, you watch what Bryce did against the Alabama defense, against the Georgia defense, and we haven't seen anybody do that all season long. And watching Bryce do that yesterday, 400 yards, multiple touchdowns, and he made that Georgia defense look really, really average. And you just don't see that against a Georgia Bulldog defense like we've seen all season long. So I think Bryce won it yesterday.
Yeah, or Saturday. Yeah, I agree.
Saturday.
You have to have that Heisman moment, and that was a Heisman moment. What was your Heisman moment?
My Heisman moment was against Notre Dame at home in Los Angeles on the Coliseum floor. I think Notre Dame was 3, maybe 4. They were a one-loss team. I think they were ranked 3 or 4 in the country. We were ranked 4 or 5, and beating Notre Dame, throwing for 400 and something yards, throwing for 3 or 4 or 5 touchdowns. That was my Heisman moment.
I got you 425 and 4 touchdowns against Notre Dame.
That was it. I mean, that's the thing, is it's such a momentum award. And now that we have the playoffs, and now that we have the opportunity to see Bryce play against the best of the best, and then again for 2 more games, hopefully the Alabama Crimson Tide are still playing for 2 more weeks of the championship week. I think that's what you need right now. I think the voters, I got my, as a voter, you get an email, you get multiple, things in the mail. And I've been holding off. I've been waiting to watch Alabama play against the Georgia Bulldogs. And that's the game I've been waiting for before I voted. And now that I saw that game, that's where my number one vote is going, is to Bryce.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm a voter, and I just wanted to see if he had a standalone game where because you can give him credit or blame in how the Auburn game finished, because he didn't do anything for 59 minutes and then did something, and then, they win in overtime. So you can kind of pick and choose there. Against Georgia, there's no argument there. He was great from start to finish.
It's the best defense we've seen in 5 or 10 years and at the college football level. So to watch him come out and play, they were down Mechie. You saw Mechie go down early with the hamstring early, whatever that issue was. Number one target goes down, and he still continues to play and produce and put the numbers up. So, I think it was a huge moment. It was a big win, obviously, for the Alabama Crimson Tide, but more importantly, for Bryce. I mean, that was a Heisman winning weekend.
Is there any downside to winning a Heisman?
No, I'll never forget. I was 19 or 20 years old, whatever I was. I went into Norm Chow, who was my offensive coordinator at USC, and I was getting ready to get on a plane to fly to New York, and I was excited about it. I was anticipating going to New York for the first time on somebody else's dime, staying in a nice hotel, limo service, all that. And then I went into Norm Chow's office, and Norm was like, "Hey, this is the moment where your life changes. This is the moment where everything is different from here on." And I remember hearing that, and I was getting ready to fly on like a Tuesday, and I think the event was on a Saturday. And I remember hearing that and thinking that, obviously Norm knows what he's talking about. He's been there, he's done that. And then I went to New York, I won the Heisman, and from there on, no matter what you do in the NFL, no matter what you do thereafter, you're always known as a Heisman Trophy winner. And Norm Chow was spot on in that moment.
We were talking about Kenny Pickett's fake slide in the Pitt game against Wake Forest in the ACC title game. Okay, what did you think of that play, first of all?
You can't do that. I mean, it's Bush League. You as a quarterback, and whether you're in the NFL or the college level, as soon as you give yourself up, the play's over. As soon as you say, all right, I'm taking myself out of this play, I'm turning into a third baseman, I'm sliding into third, the play is over. As soon as you do that, the play is over. And I think there's going to be a lot of changes from here on. But as soon as you give yourself up and you say that the play is dead and you go into that slide, the play's over, and they need to blow the whistle.
What do you mean changes are going to happen?
Well, I mean, I think second or third year in the NFL, I had a guy dive directly into my knee in a playoff game, blow my knee out. And from then on, it was called the Carson Palmer rule. And then it later was called the Tom Brady rule. And then it'll probably be the Patrick Mahomes rule, or whoever that is that his knee is blown out by one individual player on one individual play. I think that'll change. I think every ump will go into the offseason. They'll watch the film, they'll see it, they'll talk about it, they'll decide. It's kind of like when you saw it in the NBA. As soon as guys started faking charges, all of a sudden you started seeing fake charges get called. I think you're going to start seeing that at some point, because college football's got to change that. As soon as you give yourself up as a quarterback or as a player, and the play's over, the whistle's blown, you move on to the next play. That will change, I think, this offseason.
Do you wish it was still called the Carson Palmer play?
I do, but I get it. I mean, Brady's Tom Brady, and when you saw his knee get blown out and that season end for the Patriots, it made a lot of sense why it was called the Brady rule.
Why are we almost fighting the urge to give Brady the MVP or have him as the leading candidate?
Nothing about it makes sense. I mean, the guy's almost 50 years old. None of it makes sense. The numbers he's put up, he threw 4 touchdowns yesterday against a really good in Atlanta, against a really good Atlanta defense that is doing everything they can to stop Tom Brady. And he just finds a way to throw 3, 4, 5 touchdowns every week. It's amazing.
Yeah, and you keep looking at what he does. Godwin had, 12 or 14 catches, and Evans and even Fournette out of the backfield. This is, Tom's not taking a 5-step, 7-step. It's out quickly. And even if it's happening, he's still able to, complete the mission here.
Yeah, that haymaker's coming, and everybody knows it's coming. And no matter what you do to block it and protect yourself, he consistently throws 3, 4, 5. He's going to throw 40 touchdowns at 40 years old, which for a quarterback that played in the NFL a long time ago, that's 40 years old, I understand just how impressive that is. And maybe he gets to 50. Maybe they win another Super Bowl. It's one of those things that just, no matter what that next milestone is, they are all impressive.
It's like when you're playing golf and you get older, and can you shoot your age? When somebody is 72 and they want to shoot a 72, like Tom Brady, 44, wanting to have 44 touchdowns at least. That's it's pretty amazing. And it doesn't seem like it's going to end and there's no reason for it to end anytime soon.
No, none of us want it to. We all kind of do. We want to see at some point, that Patriot dynasty, and now what's going on in Tampa. You want to see it slow down. You want to see you want to see Patrick Mahomes take over that dynasty. You want to see whoever the next young Kyler Murray, whoever it is. But at the same time, everybody's got to be blown away by this. What we're seeing week in, week out, it's mind-boggling. None of it makes sense. The guy's almost 50 years old, still doing it at the MVP level, and he might end up winning it. And that might be what we need to see as fans, is a guy that's 44 win the MVP, to go, okay, this guy is the greatest all time. Because I feel like there's a lot of people kind of on the border and don't really want to give him that credit of the GOAT, of the greatest of all time. it's done. He won it. He's the greatest quarterback in the history of the league, and we're just continuously seeing week after week him reach new milestones.
He's Carson Palmer, former NFL quarterback, going into the College Football Hall of Fame tonight in Las Vegas. What did you make of the Ravens going for 2 to try to win the game in Pittsburgh?
It's a rivalry game. I know everybody wants to, put a bullseye in the back of Harbaugh. At the end of the day, when you're talking about the NFC or the AFC North, those two divisions are so difficult to win. They're so difficult week in, week out. I love it. I love the aggressiveness. I love them saying, you know what, we're going to win this game or we're not on this one play, and not playing for overtime, regardless of what's going on in Pittsburgh, regardless of what's going on in Ben Roethlisberger's career. At the end of the day, I love it. And unfortunately, that one didn't work out. But they will work out over time for Harbaugh.
You imagine if the Patriots win tonight? Because it feels like we're very begrudging in giving Belichick and the Patriots the credit they probably earned as one of the better teams in the AFC, because we don't really know anybody on that team other than Mac Jones, and he's a rookie.
I think they win. I think they win. I think that stigma of getting past Belichick and getting past New England to be the creme de la creme of that division, it's hard to get to. And I know everybody wants to jump on the Josh bandwagon, and he's spectacular. He's got the arm, he's got the legs, he's got everything you want as a player. But at the end of the day, that division goes through New England, and they're not giving it up. Mac Jones may be a rookie. He may be in his first year under Belichick's control. But at the end of the day, I think that team wins. I think New England wins, and I think they're still the best team in that division.
Is Tony Romo going into the College Hall of Fame tonight?
He is. He is.
Is he there?
I'm sure he is. I haven't seen him yet. I think he just got done calling a game last night at midnight. And is probably on his way to Vegas.
Okay. Are you worried his speech might be a little more animated, or he might have the telestrator out? You know what he's going to do?
Yeah.
Romo is great at predicting. He might be predicting what you're going to do before you do it.
He might predict my speech, which that would suck. If I got up there and said the same speech that Romo just said about myself, that would suck.
Are you going to gamble while you're there?
I did last night. It didn't go great. It did not go good.
What do you still have the Heisman?
You shipped it to me, but I don't have the key to open the box. It's in this big, beautiful crate, this big, beautiful, bank vault looking box, and I don't have the key. The key is somewhere in the mail, I'm hoping.
Oh.
So I have a nice big box.
Oh no. The Heisman is in the box. I will tell you that. It is there.
I hope so. It's heavy.
Yeah.
It's certainly heavy, but I need the key.
Oh no. Do we know who sent that damn thing out to? It's one of the guys in the back. Yeah, Paulie.
You said make sure.
You, Dan?
No.
Dan, you said you were going to take great care of it.
I did. I closed that suitcase because I wanted to make sure, his hand wasn't sticking up and then we bent his finger or anything like that. I closed the case and then we locked it. Isn't there a key that works in all of those Heisman cases?
I think there's a Heisman key.
Okay.
I got a different key. I didn't get the Heisman key. I got a key, but I don't have that key. So maybe Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, maybe one of those guys will send me a key. I'm hoping.
Oh, man, I'm embarrassed. You were nice enough to let us borrow the Heisman, and I wanted to make sure it got back to you for this big moment. Damn.
We'll figure it out.
No, I'm sorry about that. Do you want to fire somebody?
Can I fire somebody? I'd love to fire somebody. I went to the tables last night. Blackjack was not hot. I'm a little bit pissed off still. Is there anybody there I can fire?
Yes, Seton.
Well,
I'll bring them back tomorrow.
I'm getting messages in my ear about people are already firing off blame and saying, "Oh, it's Mario," but actually, technically, Dylan did it. But then it was Mario who said to Eric to do the thing.
Oh
so
my God! What?
A lot of
Todd?
backstabbing.
It also could have been a problem with the actual mail, whether it's FedEx, UPS, whatever you call it, because I got a photo was sent to me from the College Football Hall of Fame showing the case, and then there was an envelope that had a little tear in it that was attached to the case that the key was supposed to be in, and somehow there was a little tear where the key was either taken or it fell out of the envelope.
Damn. This is a developing story, Carson, that I've got to get some of my best people on this.
Yeah, put them on it. They typically those keys, those little teeny tiny keys, don't come up at the FedEx facility or the UPS facility. But if I can fire somebody, that would make me feel so much better.
I got a guy, McLovin, who's a lame duck, who's going to leave right before.
I can't fire
Christmas.
McLovin. I'm not firing McLovin. I love McLovin.
Oh my God. Yeah, Paulie.
Can you display a Heisman case on your mantle? Just when people come over, trust me, my Heisman's in there. There's a lot of, just put it up there. You got a strong mantle, don't you, Carson, at that Idaho house?
I've got a big heavy hearth that you can put that case on, and it's a gorgeous case. There's no doubt about it. So yeah, I think you're right.
I think you just say, trust me, that my Heisman is in there.
It's in it. It's in it.
All right. I'm going to work on that and see if we can find the key to your Heisman. That's embarrassing. You know, you would have thought that we would have lost the Heisman and you would have gotten the key, but it's the other way around.
Typically, that's how it works. But you know what? Like I said,
I'm sorry.
I'm hopeful. I think it'll show up at some point. If it doesn't show up, I've got a big, gorgeous case.
Have fun tonight. Don't let Romo out speech you, because it feels like he might be fired up, ready to go.
Oh, I mean, he loves a camera and a microphone. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
I'll be in the back. I'll be waiting to. I'll be scanning the casino floor, looking for the right table, looking for the right dealer, looking for the right seat. That's all I need is one good shoe. All I need is one good shoe.
Have fun tonight, and thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Dan.
That's Carson Palmer. What the hell is going on around here?
So, did we ship the case and a piece of paper with a key taped to the side?
No, we had an envelope.
Oh, taped to the side?
AKA piece of paper.
Yeah. I closed the Heisman case, and I locked it, and that was it. I just wanted to make sure that it got in there.